The Acer Predator Thronos Air takes over your living room, and more coming up on today's episode of the latest in tech news. Hey Gadget here, you're just in time for the latest episode of the world's only 3-in-1 show on tech, gadgets, and gaming news. That's right, this is the latest in tech news. My name is Taylor American. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now so that you don't miss out on the latest episode. And I just gotta say, I almost called it. I almost called this feature story. We'll be getting into that in just a minute. If you would share this episode with a friend, links are available. We do this as a show on YouTube and for podcast for people on the go who just want to listen to the audio version. We're technically anywhere you want to be heard in over 85 countries around the world. So thank you all for tuning in. This is the latest, and well, the latest is feature story wise. Well, there is a new Predator Thronos Air gaming chair with a much lower price point. Yes, we are pulling some articles from IFA 2019 today. Man, there's a lot of stuff that went down today, but to show I'm keeping it a bit short. We're only highlighting the big parts about today. I have some things going on in my life, so I'm not able to get a full show out, but I will touch on some of the high points, including Amazon introducing its first OLED TV with built-in Alexa, followed by Asus revealing a ProArt StudioBook laptop. You'll want to get ready for this one. If you're prone to drooling, this might just do it for you. And in gaming news, we'll be taking a look at Hi-Rez Studios announcing a multiplayer shooter called Rogue Company with cross-platform compatibility. But before we can get to all of that, let's take a look back on today in tech history. Alright, today is September 4th, 2019. On this day, in 1998, Larry Page and Sergey Brin file incorporation papers for Google in California. Filing on a Friday, the date of official incorporation would be marked as Monday, September 7th. Starting out as a privately held company, Google would hold their IPO about 6 years later on August 19th, 2004. Also on this day in history, in 1956, the IBM 350 Disk Storage Unit Model 1 was announced, which was technically the first commercial storage unit to use magnetic disk storage, the technology behind hard disk drives. About the size of 2 refrigerators and weighing in at 1 ton, the 350 could store about 4 to 5 megabytes, depending on how you calculated it. Keep in mind, 1 ton storing 4 to 5 megabytes worth of data. This phone that I'm holding in my hand, anywhere between 32 to 64 gigabytes of storage in the palm of my hand. I'm not even straining at the weight. I'm not even kidding you. But keep in mind that the 350 would be an integral part of the IBM RAMAC 305 computer, which would be introduced 9 days later on September 13th. The RAMAC 305 and 350 disk storage unit were designed to replace the, get this, punch card tub file system that was the primary means of storing repeatedly accessed data back then. Finally, on this day in history, AI pioneer John McCarthy was born. Many contributions to the field of computer science came from John, including the language LISP, and he was born in Boston. After attending Caltech and Princeton University, McCarthy developed Lisp, the first computer language designed for writing artificial intelligence AI programs, while a professor at MIT. He taught at Stanford University for most of his career. Lisp made great strides in providing a flexibility of information essential for AI programming, a result that pleased McCarthy, who once said we should try to make AI systems as good as children. And in case you're wondering, he is also a 1999 Computer History Museum Fellow. With that out of the way, let's get on over to today's feature story. Oh, and feature indeed. IFA is currently going down, and, well, after unveiling its crazy Thronos gaming chair at IFA last year, it looks like Acer is back with a less motorized version. The Predator Thronos Air And yes, that's Air, like MacBook Air, is designed to be a little bit more affordable over the $20,000 original. It ditches the automatic motorized monitor arm in favor of a manually adjusted one, but it keeps the same giant steel structure that supports up to 3 displays to encase you into this gaming chair. Now, in case you're wondering price-wise, the changes bring the price down to around $14,000 US, which is still an incredible amount of money to spend on a gaming chair, but the lack of motorization does make it slightly less crazy than last year's model. The desk included with the chair still features an adjustable keyboard and mouse tray that doesn't automatically swing into action, and a footrest for keeping your feet elevated. Now, obviously, once you purchase this, you'll still need to buy 3 monitors, a gaming PC, and a webcam above the middle monitor so that you can show the world you paid close to $20,000 for this full setup. And this time it's actually a couple thousand less as opposed to paying like $30,000 total for the entire thing. Now, if you have the cash for this gaming chair, it will be available in Q4 across Europe and North America, meaning a little bit later this year. So yeah, there's one of the systems you can plug into it if you wanted to. Acer's Predator Triton 300. If expensive gaming chairs isn't your thing, Acer also has 2 new laptop editions that might appeal to the majority of gamers. The Predator Triton 500 is now getting a 300Hz display. Naturally, it's a 1080p display, so you can maximize the frame rates to really take advantage of the 300Hz option. And you'll also be taking advantage of the RTX 2080 Max-Q GPU inside to do so. Other than the display, the rest of the Titan 500 hasn't changed, so you'll get up to a 9th gen Intel Core i7 processor, up to 32 gigs of RAM, and up to 512 gigs of SSD storage. The new option will be available in December, priced around $2,800 US. Acer is also launching a thinner and lighter Predator Triton that you can see on the screen here. Weighing in at 5 pounds, the 15.6-inch gaming laptop includes a 9th gen Intel Core i7 processor, a GTX 1650 GPU, up to 32 gigs of RAM, and even up to 2 1TB SSDs configured in a RAID array. Acer is including Wi-Fi 6 support, and the 15.6-inch panel will also include a 144Hz refresh time with a 3 milliseconds overdrive response time. Now, this particular gaming laptop doesn't appear to be coming to North America just yet, as Acer is only revealing it will be available across EMEA in October, priced around 1,300 euros. So yeah, did it just change color? I don't know. Man, Acer, I gotta say, what do you guys think? Are you excited? I mean, I know you couldn't afford the $20,000 one, but what about the $14,000 gaming chair? And now, obviously, you're not getting a motorized version. You're gonna have to still adjust things manually, and you're still gonna have to fork out the money for the monitors and the setup and the webcam and everything. But I'm seriously wondering, if by chance, have you stumbled across a streamer who is actually using the Thronos gaming chair? If so, I would love to see it. As a matter of fact, I actually love to show it off to the rest of you guys. So if you have, let me know down in the comments section or on Twitter. We are at TechNewsGadget. But yeah, Acer, you never cease to amaze me. You guys always come back with something else and you go, hey, check this out. And then people go, oh, check this out. And they're like, oh man, well, what are we supposed to do now? They came out with their gaming chair. All the other manufacturers are like, well, we can't do anything cool like that. Well, you better hurry up and figure out something, because Acer's just jumping on the bandwagon here with first in line. So if you want to be first in line, well, there's the details all there for ya. Moving on to some tech news / gadget news. Amazon is introducing its first OLED TV with built-in Alexa. Now, in case you are interested, all the articles that we cover on today's show can be found by going to TechNewsGadget.net. Just want to let you know, look out, Roku, Amazon's Fire TV streaming system is coming to more products than ever before. The retail giant just dropped 15 new Fire TV-equipped gadgets on attendees at the IFA show in Berlin. Most of them are televisions designed for Europe, and the UK, including the first OLED TV with Fire TV, which will only be available in Germany. But Fire TV fans stateside will get their share of love too with the Fire TV soundbar by Anker, a faster Fire TV Cube, and a 65-inch Toshiba TV. So I guess depending on where you live, congratulations to you. Fire TV is a streaming TV system that competes against Roku, Apple TV, and Google's Android TV. It has thousands of apps, including Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, and now YouTube. Fire TV is available in smart TVs by Toshiba, as others, like media streamers, like the $40 Fire TV stick. Now, obviously, this is a CNET article, and CNET has reviewed the devices. They usually prefer the Roku, in part because of Amazon's relentless push towards its own content, but Fire TV has its advantages, including Alexa, available via its included voice remote. So, in case you're wondering, they have a quick overview of the new Fire TV gear Amazon announced today, broken down by geographical availability. So, like I said, if you're interested in reading more, I will have a link to this in the show notes. Oh, man. I can't believe it. Can you just see what I'm looking at right now? Look at it. Just look at it. Oh, you'd have no idea what you're looking at because you're listening to the podcast. Well, when you have time, or if you're interested, youtube.com/TechNewsGadget is where you can watch the video of today's show. Be sure to subscribe there so that you get notified when new videos come out. But Asus also revealed its ProArt StudioBook laptops at the IFA 2019 Tech Show in Berlin, with the company claiming that the ProArt StudioBook 1 is the most graphically powered laptop in the world, with an NVIDIA Quadro RTX 6000 graphics card. It's not cheap, by the way, and an Intel Core i9 processor, as well as a 15-inch 4K Pantone validated display with 120 Hz refresh rate. It's certainly set to be an incredibly powerful mobile workstation that's aimed at digital creatives and professionals. So, dude, stop playing the video. According to Bob Pett, Vice President of Professional Visualization at NVIDIA, the laptop delivers extreme power and portability for those working with live virtual production, real-time 8K editing, data analytics, CAD design, simulation, and other data-heavy workloads to create stunning, immersive content fast and efficiently from any location. My question is, does this translate over well to gaming? Can we just bump it up to like extreme high core level graphics? Probably. Of course, for anyone who doesn't need that level of performance, the Asus ProArt StudioBook 1 will be major overkill, which is why Asus also announced a range of the ProArt StudioBook professional laptops for a variety of budgets. So just in case you're like, well, you only talk about laptops that are like $2,500 and more. I say no. I'm 180 shows in. By far, I've never just talked about laptops over $2,500. I've also covered other ones too, ranging all the way down a couple $100. Yes, I'm looking at you, Chromebook. IFA 2019 also saw the launch of the 17-inch ProArt StudioBook Pro X, which Asus says is the first Quadro laptop with a 4-sided nano edge display. This should make the laptop impressively slim and modern looking, and means the 17-inch laptop has similar dimensions to 15-inch laptops. Effectively, you're getting a larger screen without it impacting how portable the laptop is. It comes with a Quadro RTX 5000 GPU and a 9th gen Intel Xeon or Core i7 processor. And man, look at that touchpad. Screen pad, same thing. It's also the first Quadro powered laptop to have a secondary display in the form of the ScreenPad 2.0, a touchscreen that replaces the traditional touchpad usually found in laptops. My only worry there is that you might accidentally be brushing against it or bumping it and driving the computer nuts if you're just trying to type. Hopefully this is something that you can turn on and off. But all we know at this point is that the Asus ProArt StudioBook series laptops will be available in October 2019. Pricing will be confirmed at a later date, though with these kinds of specs, don't expect them to be cheap. We don't have any pricing and nothing else to really cover right now. All I gotta say is hopefully this doesn't, the ScreenPad 2.0 doesn't get in the way of trying to actually type and do other things on it, and it isn't too much of a problem, and it's something you can turn on and off at will, just so that you don't worry about accidentally bumping it because it's off. Just a suggestion, but obviously this is all we know right now, and we'll hear more probably come October, so stay tuned. And finally, we got some gaming news for you guys. Rogue Company is coming to the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Yep, Hi-Rez Studios announces a multiplayer shooter with cross-platform play supported compatibility. Here's an overview of the game via its official website. Rogue Company is a multiplayer shooter coming to all major platforms. With an arsenal of mercenaries, guns, abilities, and game modes, there's always something to master. Rogue Company is a top-secret syndicate of elite mercenaries around the globe. To most of the world, the elusive mercenaries are a rumor at best. However, to those in the know, Rogue Company operatives are indispensable to solving the world's deadliest and most challenging missions. As a Rogue Company mercenary, players will grab their weapon of choice and dive into iconic locations to compete online in various player versus player game modes, group up with friends, and dominate the competition. Rogue Company will feature crossplay and cross-progression across all platforms. And there's an announcement trailer that goes along with it. Oh man, we gotta see that. Oh dude. Oh dang. Oh sweet helicopter. Heck yeah. Oh, and that's all I'm gonna show. Just in case you're like, is he gonna show the actual video? No, I'm not, but I will have a link to it in the show notes. But you guys excited about Rogue Company? Definitely seems interesting. If anything, the overview, the trailer itself, definitely appetizing, isn't it? Right? What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts and love to talk about it further. By the way, if I happen to miss anything on the show that you wanted to hear about today, I know that today is a shorter show option, but I wanted to make this option known. If there's something on the show that you want to hear on the show that you kind of missed out on or isn't being covered, let me know on Twitter at TechNewsGadget. Leave me a comment down below. Shoot me an email. Plenty of other options as well. I suppose you could like send a little paper airplane. You could send me a pigeon, air mail, something. Telepathy doesn't work yet. We haven't quite figured that out. You can't warp yet either, so it doesn't work out either. Holograms are still a work in progress. You can't send it to like a hologram mail message. So however you want to send it to me, you can certainly do that. But go ahead and let me know, and I'll be sure to cover that news for you on the next episode. Oop, and of course I forgot to turn off that button. First time in however long I've been doing the show. Not the first, probably the second. Can still count it on 2 fingers now. Okay, anyways, that wraps up this episode of the Latest in Tech News. Thanks for tuning in. New episodes every weekday. The Latest in Tech News can be found on every major platform, including Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, Stitcher, Overcast, TuneFM, and more. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to let us know by clicking that like button and by leaving a comment if you're watching today via YouTube. If you're listening via the podcast, could you go leave us a review out on Apple Podcasts? It would be greatly appreciated. Or leave a review in the podcast app that you're currently listening. Also, double check that you are subscribed so that you don't miss the next episode. And be sure to share this episode with a friend. I'm your host, Taylor Merrick, and remember, for the latest in tech, gadget, and gaming news, visit TechNewsGadget.net. Pretty much, keep being awesome, guys, and I'll see you on the flip side.
I can't believe I hit that button.